All right, hello everybody. It seems like our intro
Yeah.
uh, recording is sticking. I don't know if it's the studio, my laptop, or what, but uh, I noticed that since we just been had been off for 3 months, coming back on, it's sticking, and it won't turn off. So I'll have to try to see if I can maybe re-upload that before next Friday night. But anyway, hello everybody and welcome to the show. We're not going to keep you long tonight because I was just telling my son that it seems like uh, I might not feel too good tonight, and seems like it might not. The studio might not be doing on the chat. It's not showing. It was working before, and we are live, so and a stream recording is in progress, and the local recordings in progress. All right then. Well, y'all do what y'all do, but I don't know why y'all didn't have the chat box working tonight. So, guys, I can't even type in "Welcome to the show." I may have a banner that I can. Oh, yeah, I got a banner I can run across the top. All right. Oh, it's kind of short though, isn't it? Let's see. There we go. How about that? There we go. Please show the show by way of this link, facebook.com/Emily Pearl Show. All right. So we're not going to be here long. Like I said, I really need to lay down.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to come in and make our appearance because, we've been out for a long time. There's somebody in the chat that put in a comment of see. Yeah, okay. Hi, Sandra. I can show the chats, but it's just not letting me type in, y'all. Hi, Sandra. Thanks so much for tuning in to the show. And you are a loyal fan. You and your husband, Dwayne. Yeah. So, anyhow, I just want to talk about us in the broadcasting business. In this industry, when you're broadcasting, whether you're filming or you're acting, you're podcasting, you're doing radio broadcasts or whatever. Uh, it's easy to get tired and get sleepy. So, as y'all know, our local newscaster, Miss Dominique Dillon from Fox 13, got worldwide famous from what I believe that the person that made the post or the company that made the post about her falling asleep at the news desk. I think they intended it for her harm, to kind of be as for it to be an embarrassment or to make her look bad or for her to lose her job. But it's like I always say, what some God has for you, what somebody else has for your bad, that they intend for it to be for your bad. God can always turn it and to be for your good. So she did ended up. God made it for her good. She got called up by the Today Show, ABC in New York, and a lot of other famous networks in New York and other states and cities and out of the country as well to support her and wanted her to appear on the show. So she appeared. They gave her 24 hours to get to New York. So she went and she ended up appearing on three major networks. Show with Al, the I can't think of his last name, the gentleman that's been on the Channel 5 Today show for what 50 years. Al, did you know what I'm talking about here?
Al.
uh,
Uh,
the
no,
short
don't ring the bell.
African American gentleman on Channel
Mm-mm.
5, the Today Show. But anyhow, anyway, yeah, my audience people will know. But anyway, yeah, so
Oh,
she
yeah,
got
I know what you're
into
talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she ended up getting interviewed by them as well as I believe Fox in New York, the main Fox, in New York, and somebody else's show. I think she was on the Ellen show. That she still? No, they said somebody else's show. I don't watch those morning shows anymore. Like we used to. We didn't just have anything but right. But anyhow, I was so happy for her. And Sandra said, "Yep, she applauded Memphis for having her back," and we certainly did have her back. I mean, it was over 1,000 comments, and all of them were, except for maybe a couple, were supportive of her because I made my comment too, and my comment was something to the effect that, well, actually, I replied to another lady because another lady made the comment that said that it seems like after that too that they had been keeping her in the field since that happened and not let her be at the news desk anymore. And hey, Miss Hannah Eccles, she said, "Hello, TV host Emily Pearls Kirk, and assistant TV show host, our son Tim from Dream Lion Productions." Let
Hey,
me
how you
put
doing?
um the cover. Where'd it go? There it goes. From Dreamline Productions, the cover magazine fan and friend for life. Thank you, Miss Eccles. You are so right, Miss Eccles Tim,
Thank
as
you.
a fan of a friend, first of all, of me and Sybil for 14 years. She's been a fan of the show and everything that we have done for 13 years. And as a matter of fact, Miss Eccles, I was able to save the champagne glass that you presented me with for Women of um, Excellence. I remember that. Yeah. And I was so happy that I was able to save it, after the fire. And I just recently got all of my things out of the storage, and my son can witness to it. Tim, you remember the champagne glasses that I
Yeah.
was saying, yeah, okay, let's
Hmm.
wrap these up in some clothes because I don't want them to break. Yeah,
Hmm.
well, one of those was presented congratulations writing on it for
Yeah.
me, and also I had two Mardi Gras decorations on that Dr. Corey had given me when she had one of her events too. So I was able to save those and my trophy, Miss Eccles, that you presented me with. So thank you so much. But yes, y'all, we supported. She said, "Yeah, we go a long way back." Oh, and did I mention y'all that Miss Eccles was the makeup artist as well for the movie Emma Pearls, AAL, the movie, which is still playing all across platforms, Mrs. Eccles. And so Dreamland Productions is in the credits. And one of the stations, I'm trying to think which one it was. I really liked that one. I don't know if it was Plex or I know it's not Tubi, but I think it's Fossum. It's Fossum. It was Fossum, and they will let the movie play all the way out with the credits up in the top of the right hand corner. But let the credits continue to roll all the way to the end rather than cutting it off. You know how the other platforms will cut off a movie and show you like what's coming up next, and then they'll just switch to the next before you can see all the credits.
Yeah.
Well, Foursome doesn't do uh, our movie like that. The last time that I looked at it, which was like week before last, yeah, that's right. I go in and watch the movie at least once a month, definitely on all platforms, and because I guess that's what kind of it keep it going because if people don't watch it, it's not going to keep playing. So I want to thank those people that across the world that are still watching our movie to keep it on those platforms because they don't keep anything on platforms that people are not watching, and we know that for a fact, don't we? But yeah, Miss Eccles, and I go a long way back. She's very supportive, and you guys, if y'all want to get into modeling, even acting. Oh, and she has a magazine business too that she has created since we met when we first started out. And oh, did I mention too that she helped me? She used to teach with me alongside us when we did the Teen Talkers show. Tell me, you remember Teen Talkers, don't
Hmm.
you? Yeah. Ms. Eccles was one of the teachers. Yeah. And I saw Ms. Eccles, I saw Mario Thomas when they were interviewing, and it was Channel 13, interviewing students down at, what's that mall, Tim? The big mall down in Mississippi, Olive Branch that people go to, shopping mall.
Wow. I can't even call it. I was.
Right, but you know the one I'm talking about. Everybody
Yeah.
go to. So I saw Mario Thomas got interviewed by the Martin from the evening shift news reporter, and I
Hmm.
said Mario Thomas, because I had not seen him since he left the Teen Talker show, nor had I heard from his parents. I didn't know if they were still near the vicinity, near the in the midst up area. I thought maybe they had moved up north or something. But yeah, he was interviewed. The news reporter was asking him about his shopping, for back to school, how important was that to him. So he's like going to be a senior this year already. I was like, man, there go Mario, and he's handsome. And yes, Miss Eccles, he still has the long hair. Yeah, he still has his long hair. He had the long hair on the show. And then for years, he was a little kid. His mom had talked to me about cutting his hair because he was at some school, whatever school he was attending at that time. They wanted him to cut his hair, and I told his mother, I said, those teachers come doesn't have anything to do with his hair. Don't you cut his hair just because a teacher wants you to cut his hair. And I said, he doesn't want his hair cut, does he? And I said, do you want your hair cut, Mario? He said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I said, well, okay, then. Nobody cuts your hair. So I'm so happy that he kept his hair. So, yay, Mario. If the show gets shared to you, big deal. Pat yourself on the back for keeping your hair. Okay. All right, now back to Dominique. So anyway, the lady had said that seemed like that since she had fallen asleep at the news desk, that they had made her work in the field. And I told her, I replied to her, that's what I replied to. I said that yes, I said I had noticed that. I said, but let me say this. I said Fox 13, the local channel, was owned by Nexstar. But I had noticed a couple of months ago that they were not showing it by Nexstar as the owner. It was Ritcom or something like that. RITCON network they own it now. I said, but anyway, still, Fox has been known to be somewhat prejudiced, towards people of color. But anyhow, I said, she works that early morning shift. I said, and she just had a new baby. I knew that. And that I didn't know her husband had worked, worked double shifts until she said that on the American Broadcasting Company show and the Today Show. But at any rate, I said, our people need to realize that, I said, these companies don't pay the people that work for them enough money in the first place. I said, and realize this. She has to be in that studio at 3:30 in the morning. That's a lot. That's early, and then have to be there to what 10 o'clock in the morning with a new baby. That's pretty rough. So she mentioned that when she was on the Today Show, the national shows, that her husband had just finished a double shift and she had to go, and her baby was teething. Her baby is 8 months old, little baby girl, and the baby was teething, and she couldn't get the baby down to sleep. She'd been trying since 8 o'clock p.m., and the baby didn't go to sleep until after 11 o'clock p.m. I mean, she's got to be up by 2:30, at least getting dressed so that she can report for work at 3:30 in the morning, so that she can be ready to air for her news desk at 4:30 a.m. Come on, y'all. So anyhow, it turned out to be just a blast for her. She said, turned out to be a dream of her lifetime. Her being on national shows. And what was good, she stated herself, what was probably intended for her bad turned out to be intended for her good. So it just goes to show you, never give up, because when somebody try to put you down, God will definitely lift you up. Amen. Somebody, yeah, Miss Eccles say, yeah, we love the Teen Talkers, one of the greatest Teen Talkers radio shows in the South. It's so nice to hear that they are doing great things. So we will celebrate their careers. That's right, Miss Eccles, we surely will. So Tim, did you hear anything about Dominique?
I did not. This is my first time hearing about it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, well, you
yeah.
should get a chance to speak.
That's understandable what's going on with her, but these companies now, they don't care. Um,
Yeah.
it's it's really, at this point, if you haven't invested in yourself, just try to work for yourself in some
Hmm.
shape, form, or capacity, because they have absolutely no compassion when it comes to workers. We hear about workers that have dropped dead on the job, and the other workers
Hmm.
had to
Hmm.
continue to
Hmm.
work.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
You're
so yeah,
absolutely right. Hmm.
yeah, it's invest in yourself. Find you something that you can do uh, that can suffice. Because
Yeah,
these
yeah.
companies, they don't care.
No, it's not like it used to be. And AI is making sure that it can take away as many jobs as possible.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and it's not, AI is available to these companies, so we can't get mad at the technology or
yeah.
angry with the technology. The
Right.
person to get angry with is the owners of the companies who choose, to put AI over a human being. So pretty soon they'll be calling us humanoids, and artificial intelligence will be the number one, uh, that most valued thing in the world, and we'll just become
You know,
secondary humanoids.
I saw I saw a interview clip of Elon Musk was being interviewed by somebody. I don't know who he was that was interviewing him. But
Hmm.
according to Elon's Musk theory, money will no longer be needed in 2036.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah, yeah.
You just have what?
Well, he was saying that everybody will have everything that they need.
They're gonna
Uh,
make allowance.
I
Uh,
guess.
they're probably just giving allowance,
Yeah,
and
he broke it
everything.
down. Yeah, he broke it
Everything
down.
gonna be issued. Everything is gonna be issued to people. They're gonna take
Yeah,
away your choice.
pretty
They're
much.
gonna take
Yes.
away your individual choice, and you will be issued what the government think you need. For
Um,
your basic needs, and that's all you're gonna get. So luxury. That's why I say will just become the secondary thing on the face of the earth, and AI, intelligence, and technology will be the most valued. Which leads me
yeah.
to my second topic tonight. I was going to take a break between the topics, but I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it, and then we're going to get out of here. Which brings me to my second topic, which actually validates what I'm saying and what you heard. I heard on the news this morning that in 1975, 50% of the nation's young people in their late 20s and early 30s were living on their own. I know I was. I know I was. You were born in 1971,
Mhm.
and we had our own house. I wasn't living with my parents or grandparents. So
Yeah.
they said, they were living on their own, or they were married, or married and living on their own. But today, that percentage is only 20%. 20%. And that's because it's 20% of young people, rather,
Yeah.
that's living on their own and not living with their parents or grandparents.
Yeah.
And the reason for that, and they say that in 10 more years, this nation will simply be divided into two parts: the haves and the have-nots. And you said what? You said 2036.
Yeah.
And that's what they said here. In 10 more years, this nation will simply be divided into two parts: the
Yeah.
haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, I mean the old way is not working anymore. You got kids that's going to college and they're getting their degrees and not able to even acquire that job that they have. Graduating from. It's not there. They're
Mm-hmm.
accumulating a lot of debt during the process,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
they are more under the gun, so to speak, than the average person coming straight out of high school because
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
acquired so much debt with student loans and etc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's a setup for failure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's sad. And during this period, this 10-year period, while the haves and the have-nots are going to be separating from
Hmm.
each other, they said it will be a higher increase in crime and theft and homelessness and hunger and sickness. And we're already seeing that take place.
Yeah, I would go along with everything except for the higher crime. If it's higher crime, it's because they let it be.
Well,
We can
they're
see.
going to let it be because the corrections industry is a money making business for them.
Yeah, yeah, because like right now, at this day point in time, crime doesn't pay. They can track you from state to state. There's
Mm-hmm.
cameras everywhere on houses. Everybody has a camera in their hand.
Mm-hmm.
So crime is I would suspect anybody that's got in the sense is too late. They already locked up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so crime doesn't pay. You might well go and stop whatever you're doing wrong and get you a job because you'll come out a whole lot better.
No, no, you not necessarily get a job. Learn a trade.
That too.
Learn a trade. Learn how to operate. Get what do they call it? Get learn how to do a computer. Okay, I'm just gonna put it plain.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people that I have run into that are not computer savvy.
Hmm.
I don't want to know nothing about that, but then they always want to ask somebody that is computer savvy to do something for them. Learn to do it yourself. Learn to do it yourself. You know what I mean? Uh, uh,
Yeah.
uh, I can't. That's all they know. Let us start learning. I can, because we are living in a technological age. Okay, so if you don't want to learn, I'm talking to the young people now. So if you don't want to learn about the computer and technology, learn a trade. Air conditioners are gonna always be here. Okay, and,
Yeah. You,
toilets are not going anywhere.
what?
Okay.
Yeah. You would think that this generation, even my generation, would be more quicker to learn because we have so much quick access to
Mhm.
information. You got
Mhm.
Chat, GBT,
Mhm.
Gemini. What's the TV uh, command?
I don't know.
The ones that you
You
get a
talking about
commands to.
Microsoft?
No, no,
Oh, you
no.
talking about Alexa?
Alexa. Right. So we have instant information.
Instant information,
Instant.
yeah.
Yeah. Instant.
But people, all they want to do is listen to music, go to concerts and stuff. This, I mean, yeah, it's okay, but you need to do that stuff in moderation. It doesn't
Wait
need to
on
be
it.
every single day.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't need to
true.
be every single week. You need to treat that kind of stuff as a luxury because
Mm,
I'm telling you, appreciate it now because in 10 years, you're not going to be able to do it.
nah.
But what I am preparing myself, I'm preparing myself for Elon Musk 2036, okay? Um, and it's something to think about. So, what do you do? Let's talk about, we're not tonight, I'm just saying. Let's think about how we can teach the young people now, that's like you say, Tim, that's in college, getting ready to graduate, and not going to be able to find a job. We got to, what can we tell them to do with those
Hmm.
degrees? How can we get them? How can we get them out of that debt? What will we? What are we going to be able to tell them? We got to come up with something so that by the time that 10-year period of 2036 comes, that they can make that degree work for them in combination with AI.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna be working on, a plan for the rest of this year, so they can start with that resolution and make that their resolution for the New Year's resolution for 2027. Because then they will only have 9 years left to do this, to put this plan or whatever the ideas that we can come up with into effect.
Yeah.
Again, I'm in
That's it.
motion.
Yeah.
10 years have passed by really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Before we know it, it'll
Yeah.
be here. Yeah, I plan on still being here. I'm
Yeah.
76, so I still plan to be here.
We want you here.
But at 86, I'm gonna be one of the haves and not one of the have-nots. All right.
Right.
Well, I guess y'all heard that, Tim. Closing remarks. How about let's get out of Dodge?
All right. Great show. Y'all think about some of the stuff that we said, because it's like you said, it'll be here before you know it. 10 years to fly by. But yeah,
Definitely.
great show. Great show.
Definitely. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Miss Eccles, y'all. Let's give her and Dreamland Productions a round of applause. And y'all need to stop by and see her. Look, I don't have her number handy right now. I wish she had typed it in, but you can find her. Just Google it. I'm gonna put this up here so y'all can see how she spells Dreamland. It is Dreamland, all one word, okay? All one word. You can Google that, Dreamland Productions in Memphis, Tennessee, or you can also Google the Cover Magazine. That is her magazine. It's a magazine like Time, a big magazine, y'all, famous magazine like Time magazine, like Glamour magazine. Y'all know the magazines. I'm talking about real paper. See, people don't even appreciate real paper anymore. Okay, but yes, you can Google either one of those and get in touch with Miss Anna Eccles because she is the person to get in touch with because that's another thing that is not going anywhere. What entertainment, right? Entertainment is still be here. Yeah. And you know what they are doing? They're making movies now with AI. They even making entertainment with AI, and I don't like it. Uh,
Mm,
the movies that's made with AI look like comic book movies. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And they're supposed to be for adults. I don't like that. It doesn't even look right to me, but that's what they doing. But so we got to keep this entertainment business going, y'all. That's got to be playing part of the plan too. We got to keep the entertainment business going. So
Right.
that's our it for us for the night. We're going to get out of Dodge, and we will be back next week with Pearls Politics every Thursday night at 7 p.m. By the way, I'm still waiting for them to start fussing over the over the count for the votes, but it looks like I think it's settled as far as the governor is concerned that we're going to have a female governor for the first time in Tennessee, and let me give a big round of applause for that because I'm a woman. So we're gonna either have Marsha Blackburn or her last name is Green. The other lady, the Democrat, one of them will win. We will vote for in November for the governor, and we have a new sheriff in town that won of the election last night. So we'll see if there's any argument that will come from the districts being split into three. I did hear a little rumble going on about Brent Taylor being there, getting the bulk of the vote from. Uh, I think he's running for District 9 against the Pearson, the young Pearson man, the young Pearson.
I don't know. We have to get into that next week, I guess. Yeah, we get into that next week.
Him said, "Don't talk to me about no politics right now." Okay, I agree. How about that? Y'all,
All
thank
right.
you so much for watching the show with us tonight. That's it. We are out. We
Good
love you.
night.